As you can see here, we're kind of, ooh, well, I missed that. Oh, and don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what you want to do. Time to get someone like, not like that. Apparently I suck still. All right, and welcome back, guys. Today they added the brand new Etool in Black Ops Cold War. In this video, we're going to be showing you the quickest ways to unlock it, kind of my tips and tricks on how to get it the quickest, especially if you're a zombies player, want to get in, get out, get it, and leave. And then we're also going to go over how to make sure your progression doesn't reset. If you keep getting to 5, 10, 11, if you keep getting way up high progression-wise, and then it resets you back to 0, we have some tips and tricks on how to make it not reset. But if you're new here and you want to subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate that. We're currently on our way to hitting 40K subs, and definitely couldn't do it without the help of all of you guys, especially all the comment and like love you guys have been showing these last few videos, definitely helping us grow really quickly. All right, now starting off, we're going to go over the weapon choice. Obviously, with knife weapons, you have quite a few different options that are currently in the game. There are only 2 that I recommend using. You either want to be using the knife, or if you have the Wakazaki unlocked, use this instead. This is the best knife in the game, and knife's the quickest, has the least amount of lunge. Everything this knife does stat-wise is better than every single other knife in the game. However, if you don't have this unlocked, you want to be using the default knife because the sledgehammer and the machete are really bad. They're slower than the knife, and they've got more lunge than the knife. So both the machete and the sledgehammer are worse than the default knife in every single aspect. Just like the Wakizashi is better than the knife in every single aspect. So either use the knife or the Wakazaki depending on what you have unlocked. So we're going to go over exactly what needs to be done to unlock this. So using a knife weapon, kill 3 enemies without dying in 15 different matches. So at minimum, you're going to be playing 15 different matches, which sucks, but we need to be playing these matches as quick as possible to be able to get this done. Now, there are really 2 ways to go about this. My personal recommendation is Nuketown 24/7. You kind of want to lobby shop. You're trying to look for Team Deathmatch and Kill Confirmed. These are the 2 golden game modes. Going to be very quick games to be able to get in, get your 3 kills without dying, and get out. Unfortunately, if you do end up getting Dom, Hardpoint, or some of the longer game modes, it is going to take quite a bit longer. So try to lobby shop as much as possible, really trying to get in those TDM and Kill Confirmed games. Those are going to go so much quicker, and you'll be able to go 15 games back to back to back really quickly. Now, however, if Nuketown 24/7 really isn't working for you, you're getting bad lobbies, try Face Off. I've heard a lot of people have good results doing quick, easy matches in Face Off, and see if you're able to get those 3 kills without dying with the knife weapons on that map. I, however, myself, I'm going to be sticking with Nuketown for this. And I definitely recommend sticking to core Nuketown. You really don't want to be using knives on hardcore Nuketown because your knife's still going to be a 1-hit. It's just the only difference is now you're also going to be a 1-hit to the enemy, and you're going to find it really difficult trying to knife enemies if you're doing this in hardcore. Now, as it goes for perks, these are the perks that I'd be running. I'd be running Flak Jacket, Tactical Mask. That way, you know, sort of grenades and stuns aren't going to affect you. I'd be running Tracker, and I'd be running Assassin. That way you can kind of tell where the high target enemies are, and you can see the footsteps. Footsteps being the more important thing here. Then for perk 3, I would be running Ghost and Ninja. That way, enemies aren't hearing you and you're not appearing on the radar with UAV. All right, now as you can see, we're in game. I'm gonna go over a few quick tips to kind of get those 3 kills without dying. If you're going for 3 kills without dying and you're struggling and you're finding yourself kind of getting issues with it, this is kind of my recommendation for that. In Nuketown, you have a huge advantage if you're playing with kind of a knife inside of a building. So building patrolling on Nuketown is probably your single best bet. So as you can see here, we're kind of, ooh, well, I missed that. Oh, and don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what you want to do. So there's 1 kill. So essentially, you kind of want to get some kills out in the open and then kind of fall back into the buildings once you've got a few kills. So we've got 2. We can just play it safe, just kind of stick in this building, wait for an opportune time to get someone like, not like that, apparently I suck still. But essentially, with knife style weapons, you have a massive advantage in close range engagements. And if you get a few kills and then go in a building, you can kind of really kind of force those close range engagements. And that is your single best bet towards getting the 3 kills without dying. As you can see there, walked out really quickly, got 2 guys. We know a 3rd guy's coming down this direction. We could play it really safe, stay inside the building like that where we have the advantage. And there we go. There's our first 3 kills without dying. And this does not stack. You can only get 1 per game, so we cannot make progression until we play our next game. We've already got 1 this game, can't do anything. However, you do not want to back out. It's worked like this for every new DLC weapon and for challenges in general. If you're grinding for camos or whatever you're going for, you do not want to be backing out of games. Even though we have already gotten our 3 kills without dying, we do not want to back out of this game, because if we back out of this game, it is going to potentially reset our progress. And that's why a lot of times you'll see yourself getting up to 10, 11, 12, and then all of a sudden you'll restart the game and now you're back at 0 out of 15. Those issues are caused by leaving games in progress. So while you're going for this, every time you're using like a knife style weapon, you want to stay in every single game you play and get kills. That way you do not bug out and completely reset the progression towards your weapon. Because there is not a worse feeling than getting to 14 out of 15 or 15 out of 15 and then watching that go back down to 0 out of 15 because you backed out of a couple games. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm actually really excited to get the shovel because it looks pretty fun. Hopefully it's kind of more towards like the katana. I'm hoping it's kind of a more fast-paced weapon. because the sledgehammer and the machete are honestly kind of useless. Every part about them is worse than the default knife. Every single thing they do is worse statistically than the knife and the katana. So hopefully the Etool is a little bit more like this, and it's got some useful stuff, and hopefully it's really fun to use in zombies. So we're gonna go ahead, gonna finish unlocking this, and then in our next video, we're gonna be testing out in zombies and see exactly how well it performs in zombies, and see if there's a new king in town, because I've been taunting the Wakizashi as kind of the king in zombies as it comes for knife weapons, because statistically everything about this weapon is better than the default knife. But who knows? We gotta do some testing. We gotta see exactly how well this Etool is gonna perform. But with that, boys, I'm gonna leave you guys here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, and this is gonna be like a little additional thing I'm kind of recording after the video, just to kind of talk about speculation on the Etool and how well it's gonna perform. We're gonna know shortly enough, because we're gonna be able to grind and get it. But it actually says, if you read the description of the Etool, that it is gonna be a 2-hit weapon. So unlike all the other knives in the game, you will have to hit someone 2 separate times with the Etool, if I read that correctly, to be welcome to be able to get a kill with it, which is very interesting. So because of that, it should be knifing quite a bit quicker than the normal knives, which is very, very interesting. And I want to see how that plays out in zombies, because if it even does, you know, a quarter of the damage that the normal knives do, it's still going to be a 1-hit on higher rounds. It could just be an overall better version of the knife by a lot because of that. And another thing to note, it does show on the statistics that the range is a little bit better. Unfortunately, with kind of knife weapons, whenever it has a green bar showing range, that is a negative effect. I don't know why it shows the range as kind of a positive. Essentially, when that range bar goes up, it has more lunge. The more lunge the knife has, the less accurate it is, and the less kills you're going to be getting with it. So it does have a little bit extra lunge, kind of like the machete and the hammer have, which is part of what makes the machete and the hammer so bad, is they add that additional lunge. And the way lunge works in this game, it is 100% a negative effect. You do not want any sort of lunge. It makes it inaccurate and hard to control. Whereas the knife itself has a little bit of lunge, but this katana right here has almost no lunge. That is part of the reason it is so good, is because it doesn't have that green bar that you see if you look at all the other weapons and you look at the range. The range has kind of like a positive effect on it. It's like, oh, your range is better, making the gun better. That's not how it works. The more range the weapon has in this game, the worse it is going to be. And this is the only type of, you know, knife weapon in the game that doesn't have that additional range added onto it, which is part of what makes it so good. So unfortunately, the new Etool does have a little bit more range than the default knife, which kind of sucks. It's going to make it not super great because of that, but it is going to be knifing faster. So I wonder if that is going to make it better in zombies. I cannot wait to get it. Cannot wait to test it out. But yeah, I'll go ahead, finish the rambling here, kind of predictions on the weapon. With that, I'll see you guys later, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great one. Peace.